Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Phasia Chanel and I wanted to do a little video. I actually have made this video a few times and I never really felt quite comfortable with the finished product, so here I am again, wanting to give you guys a little bit of tea on running my own salon. And it wasn't just a hair salon, but that's what I like to call it. Let's just get down to it. I love helping people, okay? And I realized that I was literally 22 years old, wanting my own salon for a numerous amount of benefits, and I didn't have anyone to help me, okay? I didn't have a man. My parents did what they could, and my siblings, I don't think we were on the best of terms at the time. I don't know, but from that kind of standpoint, I didn't have anyone. And then the people who I thought were my friends after the salon was open and everything like that, they turned out not to be my friends. So the reason for me to be making this video at all is because hopefully I can actually help some people who, you know, are going through what I'm going through, or, you know, at least getting into this phase of like owning your own space, and maybe I'm able to help someone, because doing it alone is crazy, and then doing it alone with no guidance, no real information from experience, you know, it's probably even worse. So that's why I'm here. So I want to give you guys the 5 mistakes that I made. Now, before I go into all of that, do not mind my room, okay? I stopped caring. I mean, I just did my makeup, so my makeup's on my bed, my sweater, my laptop. I mean, it's just the bed, okay? It's just the room. Who cares, right? People are gonna judge you. You have to get, it's like when you're in front of the camera, you kind of have to get used to people judging you, and saying these negative things. And I get it, it's like a part of the aesthetic. And it's like, okay, I have a real life and I do real things, and so that's what the aesthetic is, authenticity, for me. I don't know about everyone else, but what I've come to realize is that I made 5 major mistakes when opening up my salon and running my business, and I would love the opportunity to show you guys, let you guys just understand where I'm coming from when I say that these things could have been avoided had I known. Right now I am taking a property management course, and the course is so beneficial because I have never been a manager to a property properly, right? Because I'm not licensed or anything. And so just this little course is able to help me understand the things that I lacked as a salon owner. I think that you should start out by getting information on how to manage a business, no matter what that looks like. Do your research. Like, do your research. That will save you a lot of time, a lot of money. I mean, I spent all of my own money. That's the second mistake. To be honest, that's the first mistake. It may have been better for me to borrow money from a bank or get a loan, get a grant, something that would have benefited me in the beginning of opening up my salon. And the main reason is because once the time frame was up for the low, and I'm saying low because this is low compared to what the rent actually ended up being. So it was just cheaper. It wasn't just like dirt cheap. It was just cheaper than the like consistent amount. And so at the beginning I got a deal, which is good. I did a little bit of negotiating. I should have done way more negotiating. Okay, so I would say make sure you negotiate with the building owners. They need you. So if they don't want to negotiate, you know, explore your options and make it and figure out what negotiating is. Do your research. What is the negotiation? Making them realize how important and valuable you are to them, right? Letting them know that, you know, not putting all of your eggs in one basket, not letting them know all these extra details that make them feel like they could take advantage of you. There's a lot of different things that you can do to carry yourself properly when making business deals. And I for one know that because I've done it before. So my whole point is that a lot of times people give advice and they've never done it, and then they like have all of these like different like things like these courses and these ebooks and oh, how to do this, how to do that, and it's like, okay, that was a trend on how to get money, make money off of the backs of people who are trying, right? That was the trend. Me, I feel like I'm in a different kind of space in my life. I don't want to make money off of people who are trying like I was. I don't want to have people like deciding like, should I spend my money on this course or should I spend my money on reinvesting into my business? Because that was once me. I don't want that for people. Like, why do I care so much about people? I don't know. It's part of my genetic makeup. Okay, I'm not sure, but that's just what it is. I know what it's like being alone. I know what it's like, you know, wanting to break out and be free of the system, and, you know, just not fall in line like everyone else. So in order for me to do that, in order for me to just do that, it took a lot, you guys. Like, it took a lot from me. It took a lot of energy. It took a lot of effort. It took planning. I'm playing shit, okay? Like, it did. I can't just make this up. And so those are a few mistakes. I feel like the rest of the mistakes happened as I was, you know, running the business, like in the shop, you know, doing the painting, doing the installing, you know, fixing the floors. Those parts, that's when I learned so much. Like, I learned so much about people, because what did I need in my salon? I needed people. I needed people to work underneath my brand. And I even had, like, mind you, I'm 22, so I even had like these little cute little contracts that people would sign, and like they would, you know, agree to their little agreement, like, okay, for this amount of time or whatever the case may be, you'll be working here and I'm going to be promoting you, I'm going to be promoting your brand as a business, and da 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 da, right? I literally started off trying to teach women how to do hair so that they could grow into, okay, don't judge me, listen, we listen and we don't judge, because this is so, like, when I'm just looking back at this, it's so, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you do this, right? So I tried to help other girls who didn't have a clue about how to do hair, teach them, give them a class, teach them how to do hair, and then hopefully they gain enough clients to be able to pay their booth rent or suite rent, because I had suites, not booths. I should have just tried to find stylists who were already like certified, like, you know, this is their income. Don't try to help people when you're on your way up, okay? Like, and I mean this in the most genuine way. I'm on my way up, right? But this video doesn't cost me anything. It doesn't cost me a dime to make this video to help someone. But doing what I did definitely cost me. It cost me time. It cost me thousands of dollars. It cost me emotional stress. It cost me mental stress. It just cost me a lot. And you have to know how to navigate, what you're buying. Because you're not just buying material things. You're not just buying these physical things. You're buying all of these other bad components when you try to help someone else. Okay, so that was a mistake. Do not do that. If they're not already certified, I don't even know how to explain. It's not just being certified. They're not professional. If they are lacking like certain skills, okay, like it depends on who you are. If you're from the hood, you grew up in the hood, you have your own business, and these women around you, they have their own clientele and they're also from the hood, that is the dynamic, okay, no problem. If you decide you want this classy business, you are from the hood, or you're not from the hood, you're from the suburbs, right? And now you've done what you needed to do, you have your clientele, and you should try to find women like you. Do not stoop underneath any levels to find the women to work next to you. Granted, you're the owner, right? Because there's options here. You don't actually have to work there. Maybe you just want to be the owner to the salon. You don't even want to work there, right? Do you want to find and let me clarify this, because people, even me, sometimes love to try to make it seem like black people are the only people who are from the hood, quote unquote, right? But in reality, there are white people who are from the trailer, right? So the trailer part, okay, not everyone comes from money. That's fine, right? So my point is, it's not that these people aren't coming from money. It's more so that these people have a different kind of mindset than you may have, or you all may be in the same mindset. Okay, the same environment produces what? A certain kind of product. Unless you break out of that environment, you are what your environment is. Literally, like, that's just facts. You can't sit here and try to like make it seem like you're better than your environment when you're still in it. If you're better than your environment, then get out of it, right? If you're better, get out of it. So one of the things that I feel like I did wrong was, although I know my background, right, I did chat with women, invite women in who were unqualified, okay? They came from a different environment and they brought that environment into my space, okay? And that led to my shop being vandalized, okay? Vandalized, stolen from. I mean, it's like it's more so an attack on me and not just my business. It gets personal when you have these kinds of people around you in your business, in your shop. So you know what you need? Security. That is what you need. That's the mistake that I made. I didn't have any security. Now, mind you, we were in a building. There was security at the first floor. We're on the 15th floor. Okay. I needed cameras. I needed more secured locks. I needed a portable like key maker to make sure that if anyone got locked out, they would be able to get in and they would be able to work and make their money, right? It's so many things that I lacked, and knowledge is a very important factor. So when I talk about this, I talk about this in a way that, not to be condescending, but to tell you from my own experience, like the mistakes that I made, so that you won't have to make the same one. which is my whole purpose here. I feel like I felt happy to have my own salon, but I didn't realize what level I was at. Everyone who seen me at this high level, but when you're making your way up to the top, you don't actually see where you are in the eyes of other people. You still think that you're just grinding, you know? You're just grinding. Like nothing really has changed, even though things have changed, right? So you don't really pay attention to those kind of things, but that's something that you really need to pay attention to. So here we are. I think we're on number 4 or 5. I've given you all these mistakes that I made, hoping that you learn from it, right? And then another mistake that I made was being friends with the women in the salon. Yeah. How is that a mistake, right? Like, you get along with everyone, you're friends with it. How is that a mistake? Okay. I am a certain kind of person that I do not like temporary friends. I love long-term friends, real people, authentic people, people who know who they are, who are secure within themselves, who are just them, right? Like, I'm just me. Like, I'm not gonna be anyone else. I can't get around anyone and be someone else. That's not who I am. There's not a lot of people like me. So that's the first mistake I made, is thinking that people who claim to have these characteristics are like me. They were not like me at all. To be honest, they were growing. Like, I'm not gonna bash anyone. They were growing. God was still working on them. Okay, so I think that you cannot become friends with people that pay you, because then they'll start to question, why am I paying this person? We're so close, we're so cool, she's so down to earth, she's so sweet, you know, this happened to her and she's still doing this, and this happened, she's still doing this, so I wonder what I can get away with. Oh, well, she made me mad, so I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna... Those are the kind of women young women that I dealt with, right? So a lot of the things that happened could have been deaded, right, had I not created this kind of friendship. And some people I didn't even create a friendship with, and there were still problems, which is due to the lack of knowledge, right? Because even though I'm here, I'm in my salon, and I'm working, and I'm grinding, and I'm creating new products, and I'm adding new things, and I'm painting this, and I'm changing this, and I'm cleaning this, and I'm telling you guys, I had 10 jobs. So get help. Get help. I don't know how to explain this any more than just get help. Like, I needed an assistant, you know, someone that could actually help me. And at the time, I had enough money to pay an assistant, but the longer I went without an assistant, the more that it cost me. And I didn't realize that. The more that you go without help, the more that it costs. So here I am, you know, working away, needing help, right? So I'm doing extra work. I'm spending my valuable time, I'm spending that doing things that I could have the assistant doing, right? And my time then equaled a lot of money. So I'm wasting time doing things that I could have an assistant doing. I could be making more money, but I'm not. So it was just like, okay, at that point, then I was so like just in tunnel vision that I didn't even, like, I thought about it a few times, but I had to work all the time, every day. Morning, I'm talking about, I'm leaving the shop at 2 a.m. I'm getting back up at 9 or 8, and I'm back at the shop. That was a constant thing happening. And also, I also had my children with me. And don't ask where their dad was, because the opportunity has always been there. Okay, so it's more so like you have to plan these things. And it's like, how do you plan if you've never done it before? This is what this video is for. If you never open a salon, if you want to open a salon, if you even have a salon, if you are planning to open one but you haven't opened it yet, this is what the video is for. Don't make the same mistakes I did. These mistakes led me to where I am today, so I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not hurt about it, you know? I'm not effed up about it. It's more so like, oh, I could have avoided this when I'm on the outside. When you're on the inside, you can't see all of these mistakes, especially when you're younger, you know? So thank you guys so much for watching. This video is for the women who it's for. If this benefits you, I hope that you come back to it. You listen a little bit harder next time, or you take some notes or something so that you can learn. Because what are we doing here? Like, please don't make the same mistake I did. I mean, it was fun and it was a great experience and it was a learning experience. And I can always say, hey, I opened up my own salon at 22 with no fucking help. I can always say that, right? But there's always better. There's always more that you can say, you know, based on your experience, if you do things the right way. So that's my whole purpose, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you got something to say about my room or my life and it's not positive, then guess what you can do. Bye.